Hey everybody, and welcome to my third video presentation for the release of my new book, Functional Harmonic Concepts, which will be going live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Thanks for all your positive comments on my launch blog, YouTube channel, Facebook, Twitter, and all the bass guitar forums as well. I'm really excited about getting this book out to you, and by all the positive reaction that I've had, I'm sure you are too. If you haven't already watched the first two videos, I've linked them to this page, so go back and check out what you've missed. I've talked about the importance of developing a strong foundation with the concepts of functional harmony, giving you the skills to interpret the chord changes you're playing over, improvise on those chord changes, and then taking it one step further by being able to write your own music. This is the epitome of creativity. John Patitucci once told me that to be a great bass player, it helps to be a composer. Because when you're asked to come up with a great bass part to be truly effective, they have to possess a strong harmonic vocabulary versus just aimlessly jamming along by playing roots and fifths. Some of the top questions I've been getting are related to players who aren't quite sure if this book is right for them because they don't have enough time to practice, they only want to have fun, but at the same time profess their undying love for wanting to be a great bass player. So here's the straight line in regards to those questions. Time is your enemy, and everyone has problems with time management. The solution to this pervasive problem is reminding yourself that everyday practice is better than trying to clock up endless hours where you just seem to be constantly starting over. If you practice just 20 minutes a day, in a couple of years, you would see a huge improvement in your playing. Now on the subject of fun. Practicing to be a better bass player isn't fun, but achieving what you set out to achieve is overwhelming long-term enjoyment. Let me tell you a story about a student I had a few years ago who was a successful doctor. During the time he was studying with me, he was struggling a little bit, like everyone does, and then this question arose where he said, shouldn't I just be having fun with these lessons? And then I asked him this question, when he was studying for his medical degree, did he ever have fun? The answer, of course, was an immediate no, but he did have fun picking up the paycheck for a very successful career as a doctor that he loves. So you really need to decide whether or not you want to invest in your future as a musician. There's a lot of people who like the idea of being great, but really aren't prepared to invest into that. So if it's really important to you, you're going to invest into your future, right? Now, one of the key differences to this book related to everything else on the market of its kind is that I've stressed the importance of specific ear training drills to accompany the theoretical concepts in this book, as well as understanding that while you're practicing the exercises and the etudes in this book, you are training your ears to hear the concepts learned. This is the fundamental flaw everyone makes when studying functional harmony. It becomes a technical diatribe that they can talk to death, but they can't play or apply the material they've learned to tunes. So what we're going to do is combine all the exercises, the etudes, the specific ear training drills, including learning a repertoire of tunes through analysis for immediate application. So what I wanted to do is to share with you the table of contents just to give you a glimpse inside of the book so you can see all the different concepts that we're going to be studying and breaking down to the nth degree. So you can see chapter 1 starts off with establishing tonality. So this is pretty basic stuff. Harmonic, major harmonic identification with triads and then seventh chords. We break down what's called the 2-5-1 progression in major. We then break all the diatonic substitutions down. We then get into minor harmony. Now this is a lot more difficult than the major harmony, and this is where most people fall down actually. There's 3 minor scales. You can see we've got minor harmonic identification for the natural, harmonic, and melodic. Goes into a lot of in-depth exercises and etudes. We then from there discuss the 2-5-1 progression in minor, which really forms an amalgamation of chords between the 3 scales, along with the minor diatonic substitutions. Then we start to talk about mixed 2-5-1 combinations. It's all very well just looking at 2 5s, but in the real world, we mix these things together. both in our improvisations and in our interpretation of established chord progressions that are in tunes. We then look at the mixing both the major and the minor progressions along with their diatonic substitutions as well. Then I break down understanding chord tensions. This is the 9, the 11s, and the 13s. All through the book as well, I'm sort of interjecting specific ear training problems where you're going to have 8 different MP3s. It's over 30 minutes of MP3 ear training exercises that you can work with, and I explain in the book how to do that with these MP3s. So you can hear these things better. This is the thing. Note that the age-old thing is bass players can't hear chords. So this book is really going to introduce that to you in a big way. That's a big plus for a bass player buying this book, is understanding this. And this whole book is geared towards bass players, by the way. All the exercises in it and the etudes are very walking bass line driven. And there's some, improvisational stuff in it as well, but it's really going to be very beneficial for anyone looking to get this type of material into their heads. So from there, we then start to get into the non-diatonic harmony, which is secondary dominants in major and in minor. These are non-diatonic dominant chords that relate to the diatonic chords in the keys. Extended dominant 7th chords, tritone substitution, which we went through in one of the presentations, contiguous 2-5 patterns, which probably most of you have never heard of, diminished 2-5 substitution, which is a big gray area for a lot of people. That not only helps you with your harmonic identification, but also your improvisation skills. Modal interchange, another subject that's very murky. Diminished and augmented triad passing chords, slash chords, which is a very cool chapter, which basically is triads over bass notes, pedal points, modulations, turnaround progressions, standard endings, and then we hit the functional harmonic analysis. And this is where we break down all these tunes. Look at these standards that we've got here. And also, leading up to this, I analyzed like 2 or 3 other tunes within the actual source material in the actual book, in their completion. But we've got All the Things You Are, Autumn Leaves, Bright Size Life by Pat Metheny, Cherokee, The Days of Wine and Roses, Spain by Chick Corea, Alone Together, Ladybird, Blue and Green, Here's That Rainy Day, Solar, Stella by Starlight, In Your Own Sweet Way by Dave Brubeck, Lament, and Just Friends. So as I stated earlier in the presentation, tomorrow is the launch day for Functional Harmonic Concepts. And here's a gift from me to you. For a limited time offer of only 4 days, I'll be offering this book to you for only $19.95 in British pounds. That's about $30 US. And that's marked down from $29.95 in British pounds, which is about 40 US bucks. This is my way of thanking everyone on my mailing list for supporting my online teaching, whether you study with me through Skype, my membership website, my email course, or a loyal subscriber to my YouTube channel or website. All you have to do is go to functionalharmonicconcepts.com and purchase the book in the next few days. I've put links in the email and the bottom of this video. Well, thanks for listening, and be sure to leave your comments and questions on the Launch blog and other social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, or any bass forums that you frequent. Until next time, practice smart, work hard, and play creatively.